two different properties we're going to look at today. Two different properties. The one I'm walking to now is on the edge of a council estate. It's a 3-bed townhouse. Looking at it with the potential to, I suppose I best get that sun there, the potential to turn it into a 4, hopefully a 5-bed HMO. The one we're looking at later on this afternoon is just a standard 2-bed terraced bread and butter style stuff really. So this video is not going to be a full breakdown of all the numbers or anything like that. It's more a case of just understanding, I suppose, a little bit of the mindset needed, but more importantly, different properties, different strategies, but same standard. Okay, and I always talk a lot about this in my videos, you know, why you're investing in property, what you're doing it for, and so on. But you've also got to have that set standard that you apply to each of the properties. So this is a block viewing now that we're attending, and I'm expecting it to probably be at the price that it's listed at, to be at least 15-20 people there. Now, regardless of if there's one person there, 0 people or 30 people, your offer should not change based on other people. You should just be going back, doing your due diligence, calculating it all out, your stamp duty legals, the cost of the refurb and so on, and then obviously having your 3 offers lined up. You shouldn't then think, well, this other person might go for it, so I'm going to up it or anything. You don't want to be falling for any of that nonsense, because yes, we do live in the UK and there's a housing shortage crisis, but still, houses are still going up for sale. People will still want to rent your house. So regardless if we go for this one or the one later on this afternoon, there's still got to be standards applied to your property investing journey. So this one now, like I said, I'm not going to do a full breakdown. Downstairs lounge, downstairs kitchen, upstairs 3 bedrooms. Because it's a council house, you'll notice that during the mid-50s and early 60s they tended to have separate water closets and bathrooms, so that's quite a good setup already for this potential HMO. The one, again, we would definitely not be managing this. You always want to think to yourself, how much money am I going to be putting into this property, and how much headache is it going to cost me? For us, as hands off as possible. So this would be going to probably one of the housing providers that we work with. If it's a 4-bed, they'd be paying approximately $400 per room. If you can manage to get a 5-bed and it's all up to regulations, you know, that's 5 times 400, that's £2,000 per calendar month, minus obviously your finance costs and so on. So yeah, 2 different properties, 2 different strategies. Again, not so much tactics of buy-to-let's better than B-triple-R. You don't want to do B-triple-R, you want to do flips, you don't want to do flips, you want to do SAs, none of that nonsense. It's more about you sticking to your standards and applying them. And one thing that I tend not to mention in my videos, but I was speaking about it with a mentee today, would you be happy still having this property in your portfolio in 10, 20 years time? So if you can see the local area, and you can see how it might be improving or on the flip side deteriorating, then you know what's going to happen likely to your property. So yeah, keep taking steps further forward. I'll do another video later on, obviously on this same video, on post viewing reflections, tell you how many people were there, see whether or not it's, you know, one that we're likely to put an offer in, and then probably the same on the other property we're looking at later on. But keep taking steps further forward, and again, just learn to apply that black belt framework to all of your property decisions. Check out some of the blogs if you want on my website, Dervish. Just outside the property now, and as you can see, got lovely greenery in front of it, obviously around there and so on. The property has had, I was number 18 on the list, and there's still people coming in after me. I'll see if I can just get behind it here, not that you can see much really. It's the one over my shoulder there. It needs new front door, new back door, new kitchen, new bathroom. The electricity seems alright, but there's lots of single sockets around, so you might as well, when you're doing everything, get a rewire done as well. New windows as well, because it's single paned windows. So yeah, it's going to easily take up that plastering and so on, 35 there easily, which is why it's been labelled so cheap. But with 18 other people viewing the property, maybe 20, maybe 25 by the time I get back in, they should be having some offers tomorrow. And again, like I said before, regardless of however many people there are there, you know, the agents do this to I suppose one, to be more efficient with the time, but to create that scarcity, to create that demand, you want to make sure that that does not influence one little bit the offer that you're likely to put in. So for us here, again, we'll wait to see what the one's like this afternoon, and then obviously do a little bit more on the numbers side of things. But yeah, it needs a lot of spending to it, which we don't mind. But again, think about it now on your investment journey. Whereabouts are you? Are you just looking to invest some of your profits from your business into property and then just have that cash flow, or are you looking to get your hands dirty, maybe via project manager and so on, and do full, back to brick refurbs to really create that value, to implement the BRRR strategy? Just depends on yourself and your goals, really. So I think from this one now, I'll go in and have another look round, try now and speak to the agent at the end to see if she's had any offers, because sometimes you get people just offering in the room, really. So we'll see what happens. And it's this agent that I'm meeting later on at 3:15 for one of the other properties, and then I'll try and get a little bit more information there. So again, just keep watching out. But again, the main thing is, like I always say, keep investing in this mindset, but stick to your standards. You're going to see different properties, you're going to invest in different properties, different strategies, but stick to your standards. See you on the other side. Second viewing. So I've just left the property, and luckily it was with the same agent that I met earlier on that large block viewing. I'm at the back of the communal area now, and I'll just turn around. It's this one here over my shoulder there with a stone fronted extension, flat roof, so that'll obviously need investigating. So ultimately this is a better area. It's about 3 or 4 minutes walk from their front door to the Metro Link. The Metro Link can then get you probably into Manchester, probably about half an hour. For those obviously people that use cars and so on, very close to the M62 as well. So the location is pretty much ideal. We've also got 2 other properties on this exact same road further down. They rent out for about 895 and 915, I believe. So that property there, it's got quite a bit of rising damp in it, so there's a good few pounds there that needs spending, needs bringing up to date, but it's definitely nothing too major. New kitchen, new bathroom. However, as you just saw the extension there, that's a very good add-on, which you might even be able to push the rental even more. One of the reasons why we did book to view that one is because it's got 2, I'll just go from over here, it's got 2 front windows in the front of the property. So if I turn around here, you've got, that one's got 2 bedroom, 2 windows, and obviously the ones next to it have only got 1. So we just wanted to really see if you could create that 3rd bedroom from it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back in the van and scribble a few things down, and then obviously just, we've got to always remember thinking of ourselves always, what's the standard we're looking to achieve here, but what are the standards we're looking to set with this investment journey and so on. Would we still be having this in our portfolio in 10, 15, 20 years time? I hope so. Compared to the other one that we just saw, I don't know really. They had 25 people, she said, on the register for that block viewing. People were offering in the room. So again, that scarcity mindset does pay off with some people. At the end of the day, like I said before, it's down to you, your numbers, keeping calm, keeping the judgment, and not getting carried away when you hear other people bidding. Like I said, regardless of what other people are willing to pay for it, you should already have done your pounds, shillings and pence, done your maths, and worked out your last offer or your maximum offer, and you shouldn't go over that. This one here is probably, it's up for offers over 165. The one that we went to before was offers over 140. It'll go way over that one. This one behind us though does have a lot of potential, but again, the return on capital employed is going to be better than the bank. Rough maths is probably going to be about 10-11%, and you can never really argue with that. This one isn't really an ideal BRRR candidate unless we get it at a really good price. So speaking to, again, lovely agent then, they had a builder look at it about 6-8 weeks ago, and they've only had 1 offer, and that offer was for 130 cash. So it's up for offers over 165. So again, it just gives you, like I've mentioned before, and like I tell all the mentees, If you're doing the viewings yourself, it's an opportunity for you to build a relationship with the agent, but also to just ask how things are getting on at other properties that you've seen, other properties that you've viewed. It's not just to have a look at the particular property, obviously that's a big part of it, but it's more about building that relationship, building that rapport, because if you're looking to do this for the long term, it's the relationship that you need. And also that agency also rents out 2 of our other properties. So again, with this, if we were to purchase it, we'd then obviously give it to them to rent out, because this one would be private rented. It wouldn't be going on any 3 or 5 year lease, because the rental demand around here is extremely strong. If we did purchase it, it would hopefully, you'd try the market at 950 for 2 weeks. If you didn't get any buyers, bring it down to 925. If you didn't get any interest then you'd probably bring it down to 895. So yeah, always maintain your standards, okay? The standards that you want to set for your property going forward, the standards of the portfolio you want to build and continue to build, and don't be steering off track really. Just keep that calm judgment. If this property, if our offer gets knocked back, you know, there's other properties out there available. Think about that recency bias, that yes, property market at the moment is still increasing, things are still going up, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to go up. Okay, so things that are happening, people tend to think that they're always going to happen. Same on the downside of things as well. So keep taking steps further forward, keep investing, but hold yourself to some sort of standards, some sort of, you know, I mention it a lot, keep within that black belt framework that you're setting for yourself. Maybe read some of the articles that I've put, or the blogs or the essays that I've done on my website, dervishdervish.com, and again, just try and apply some of that black belt mindset and character really to your own investing journey. Anyway, good luck, keep taking steps further forward, all the best.